In our next unit, you will be asked to do a number of different tasks, and so I'm creating videos for each of the tasks so that you can kind of see what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. So in this particular lesson, we're looking at how, if we should worry about a reemergence of malaria in the United States because of climate changes. There has been malaria here in the United States in the past, but we're looking at, should we worry about it becoming epidemic or becoming a much larger problem due to climate change? And so within this assignment, each of the assignments does have their own rubric, so make sure that you're looking at the rubric before you submit work on each of those things. The first section is just some background information you're going to read. There's a short reading passage that you're going to take a quiz on. And this gives you some background so that before you get to the analysis and conclusion portion, you understand a little bit about how malaria transmits and the biological side of things. You're going to be creating a climate data table, a few of them actually, based on an assignment that you were given for your particular city. So you're not going to have to do all of the cities. There's 4 cities total, and you're going to be assigned to one of those cities. You'll see on the assignment sheet where there might be multiple student names on the same city, but you are working by yourself. There are no partners in this. It just means that there'll be multiple people that might be posting for the same city. So you're going to have 3 different data tables. And as we go through the graphing portion, I'll show you what the table looks like because it's hard to do them separately because really the table leads right into the graph. But when you look at your titles, the title needs to be very specific to the data table or the graph that you're actually creating. And so when you have your titles, every title should be specific to the data set. So in one of them, you're going to be looking at the average temperature for all of the years. You're going to be looking at the average amount of precipitation, so that should be in the title itself. You should also have the name of your city and the state that it's in. You'll need to go and look up the latitude and longitude for your city. That needs to be in there, and then you need to have appropriate column and row headings. As we move through and I start showing you how to manipulate the data sheet, you're going to see that some of the titles kind of fall off, and so you're going to have to make sure that you put those back in for when you have your data table that you're posting and also your graph that you're posting. So you will have 3 different data tables, and you'll need to have these in 3 separate posts when you post them into the discussion board. Each one should have its own specific title. Please do not copy and paste these onto something that becomes really small. You need to take a picture of the data table, and then you need to make sure that it's legible. If it's not legible, then 1, I can't grade it, and 2, your classmates can't use it because you guys are all going to be sharing data in order to do the last portion, which is the analysis and conclusion portion. It is really important that you're working on pace this week because for next week's assignments, the next lesson's assignments, everyone is going to be dependent upon everyone else. So you need to make sure that you're doing your part and getting your piece in so that everybody else can look at that data set. Once you have your city assignment, once you know which city you're going to be looking at, the raw data sheets are where you're going to get your data set that I'm going to show you how to be manipulating in the next series of videos. You'll also be making a series of graphs. So you'll have 4 graphs that you'll be making for your assigned city. So you are responsible for all 4 of these graphs. Once again, the graphs, they need to be, first of all, they need to be done in Google Sheets. They're very complicated graphs, and they would be very difficult to do by hand, and it would be very difficult to make them legible by hand. So this is one of those where you really need to use the technology. The directions are not going to be in a crash course. I apologize, I didn't fix that. They're going to be with each of the graphs on the assignment. So I'm going to show you how it is that you're going to make each one of these particular graphs. And that's the first lesson. So that's lesson 7. And then lesson 8 will be the analysis and conclusion, and then your presentation of your answer to this question about whether or not we should worry about a reemergence of malaria in the United States because of climate change. So this part is the analysis of all the data that I'm going to show you how to manipulate in your graphs and in your data table.